So today we're going to do some basic color. The color I'm doing is the Fermesi Intense 6046 with 20 volt on the roots area. But I'm not doing it like perfectly on the roots area. I'm leaving is basically like soft to mid lengths, roots to mid lengths. Um, Now, in general, Fermesi Intense is, as you hear from the name, is intense. What's that mean? Is very quick covering, is very double pigmented color. It's covering in 20 minutes any gray hair. It can take in 20 minutes. And with 20 volt, you get 100% coverage. So it's just really, really good. Now, the main subject is not just to apply the roots color. So I'd like to give you some more information as much as I can. So I'm Billy from Fermesi International Master Technician. I'm based in UK. I work with Fermesi for a long time, long time. And by the way, if you have some question you can ask, after I finish the roots color, I'm going to be applying the extra charge, and I'm going to be explaining this one as well and the reasons we're doing this. Now, sometimes is the beauty in good hair is hiding in the details. It's not just about applying the roots color. So how you're going to make very nice color. Now, I think many people they take the roots color as just the roots color. It's not. So when you're doing the roots color, it's important that you're not doing overlapping. So what's the overlapping is mean? So when you're applying the roots color, make sure you're applying it perfectly once and you're not going it second time, because when you go for the second time, the color it will become overlapped and it will become double line. So that's why sometimes, especially if you're applying it after a few minutes later, that will be the first layers, it will be on the scalp. Then the second layers, the hair will look more darker. So it's look like you're doing 2, 3 coat, 4 coat, 5 coat, and really the color is start getting darker and darker. So what's that gonna do is suffocating the cuticle of the hair, and it's making the hair is eventually like the hair has too much color. Eventually, it's not working very well. So the condition of the hair is changing. So whatever you do with the color, not only just covering the gray, the one of the most important element in the color to keep the hair in good condition. So that is the main subject, to keep the hair in good condition. How can we do that? First, when the customers is coming, always is choose the right color that you're going to apply on the hair. What is it the color I should be applying on this hair? Now, is it just the roots? Is it refreshing? Is it the color correction? What is it the reasons I'm going to be using this color? Now, when I choose my the intense color, obviously it has many reasons for it. It's not just because it's intense, and because it's also the intense color is a little bit more cooler than the other 2001 original. You can mix it together as long as you're mixing 50-50. The development time is still 20 minutes. It doesn't change. Now, when you also the as I said, it's a bit cooler, and the colors inside the intense is slightly different than the 2000 original. So really, it's just amazing colors. Also, they have some great toner as well. But also, if the customer is coming to you and says, I don't want to stay for too long. I don't have too much time. Then intense, this is your best friend, because with intense, you can do it on 20 minutes very quick, and you can do highlight, toner, everything's in 1 hour. So really, that's great asset for the salon, that you're going to make good business for yourself instead of making the client waiting for a long time in your salon. And it's not good for your business, and it's not good for the client, because client don't have too much time, especially these days. our time is become so important. One of the most valuable things in our life is time. Our time is very, very valuable. So you have to make sure you're taking the care of people's time and your time as well. Good morning, Billy. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you very much. It's Dora from Malta. Obviously, we have friends from different countries. They watching us as well. So our timing is very important. Now, before I go to more details, I'd like to give you some small information. When you mix in the colors, sometimes inside the color, when you're mixing it and you're applying the color on the hair, it will be some like a loops inside the color. And that is reasons for that. Especially, you're not mixing the peroxide with the color very well, and it will look like a lump in the color. Make sure you're mixing it very, very well, making creamy, then you will never have that. And that loops, if it is inside, not because you not only haven't mixed it very well, also if you applying the color with that loops inside the scalp, what is going to happen is not going to cover the gray very well. So make sure you colors always has been mixed very, very creamy to cover the gray better. So today is maybe I'm just doing the root color, but it's a lot of good information is here for you to help you in your salon. After you applied it, make sure obviously the barrier cream to apply on the hairlines, to make sure that color is going to come out more easier. By the way, the Formesi Intense, especially, it doesn't leave the hairline on the hair. It's very easy, very creamy. It's just come out from the scalp really, very easy. It's really, really good. So that is another good information. So let me go to this because I want to see you to see me to see you. Yeah, my friends. Okay. Now, really, I've been to many countries, and I have used the color intense in many countries. Sometimes people that say it works in this country, it doesn't work in that country. My friend, if I've been to many countries, if it's working in many countries, why it shouldn't work with you? If it's working with me, I have worked with it in China, it worked. I worked with it in Pakistan, it worked. I worked with in Saudi, it worked. I worked with it in Dubai, in Qatar, in Malta, in Turkey. I don't know, you name it. I've been to many countries. If it's working in that country, why it shouldn't work with you in your country? It's not about the color. It's about the way you're applying, the way you're mixing it, the way you, the amount of the hair, amount of the color you're applying on the hair. Sometimes people, what they're doing, because you can't confuse the color with other brands. Sometimes they're taking that tiny bit, and then just doing it tiny bit like this. And then after they put the color, and then they're removing the color from the scalp, and they're leaving no color on the hairline. And then what's happened? The hair will have, the roots have no color, and then this says the color is not taken. What can I say? What can I say? Now, come to Uncle Billy and he will show you how to do it proper, my friend. Now, I'm going to be just finishing here and I'm going to be going to the second part. We're going to be using the color touch. What's color touch? Extra charge. I'm going to be using extra charge, the cinnamon, and that is going to make refreshing the hair and it's going to make the hair condition much better. Now, usually with the roots color, we're starting from the back. The reasons we're starting from the back, my friends, doesn't matter if you're using the bleach, it doesn't matter if you're using the color, it's many reasons. Especially the heat, the back is less than the top, so it's not too much heat the back. So for that reason, the main heat is in this area. So if you put the color in this area and then go to the back, it's going to be more developing quicker than the back. So always start from the back and then come in. And the next, the other one, especially if you're doing highlight, bleach and different things, the back, if it has been developed, then you can rinse out, wash out. But can you imagine if you apply the bleach highlight here, and then here, and here become blonde? If you go backward and wash it, then the back is going to be coming off with water. If you go forward, then the face is going to be with water. So it's going to be awkward for you. That's why you're starting from the back always is more easier for you. Uh, absolutely. Yeah. Now, you're going to be going from the top when you're refreshing it is absolutely fine. Doesn't matter. Is this one is been after you done it. You leave it until the hair process has been finished. It's not going to make the hair any darker. It's not going to affect the hair if you leave it 5-10 minutes longer. So I go to most section. This is cover up to 35%, 30% of gray hair. If you use it directly on the dry hair, it will cover. But the main purpose of the extra charge, it will make the condition of the hair really repairing it, is enhancing the color, refreshing the color, is making better condition, make the shine. All this is the beneficial. So is no peroxide needed. Directly you go just like this, my friend, and then you're refreshing it. That this is cinnamon. You can do it with a copper. You can do it with we have more than 10 colors because some new ones just came out as well. So the head of the extra charge, you can use it as like a comb, and to just go with it, just like this. Open it, small section. So you have a silver, you have a red, you have a violet, you have a copper, you have cinnamon. So you have brown. So really, it's just a lot of colors is there. The also is not a good about extra charge, that the customer they can take it with them to buy it from the salon and take it. It's make easier for them to refresh their color. This is really make a huge difference. They can use it, mix it with shampoo. You can mix it with the conditioner. But personally, I would say it's usually mix to apply on the hair after the shampoo. If you have no gray, but if you have a gray, apply it on the dry, directly on the dry, on the root area, just like this. Apply it. It will cover up to 30%. And then if you want to refresh it, you can refresh it as well. Then shampoo, gentle shampoo, and then do the conditioner. But also you can put inside the shampoo and shampoo the hair with it. That will be minimizing the effect of the color to take on the hair. But if you use after the shampoo, towel dry it and then apply this, it will maximize the color, refreshing better. For that reason, it's really good to do it after the shampoo. Now, if you want that color to look better, always do it after the shampoo. Now, if you're doing before the shampoo, don't forget you're trying to maximize the color. So if the color is taking better. So if you want to make more intense, if you want to make the color to take more, if you want the gray to cover better, you always do it before the shampoo. But if you want just to give that little bit gentle refresh, if you want to make it that hair to look just nice and healthy, then you can also do it before after the shampoo. So depend the way you want it. But since I have been looking the health of the hair, really my clients' hairs start looking much better. Can I have one towel to just put around here, please? So yeah. Now we're coming nearly to the end, my friend. If you have any question, please ask me, and I will do my best to answer your question before I go. It's not long to go. I'm going to be just doing this part as well. The back, you know. Now, if you ask me which country I have really struggled with to cover the gray or to make some things, not because their hair is harder. No. Not because it's harder. But I'll tell you why. One of the most important parts in different countries when I struggle to cover the gray or make the hair to lift it to more the blonde I want, because they using too much henna, they're using too much artificial colors, they're using too much the colors that they have no clue what color they're using, and then they are coating the hair with lot of colors, and then it's making hard to remove it, to make it blonde. It's making hard to cover it because it's too much product on the hair that is making hard. But obviously, over the years, never says I know everything. So you're always learning every day, and you're learning new things. So sometimes, especially if you go in doing the perm, or maybe you're going to do some highlight, you're going to do maximum highlight, maybe it is better to do kind of cleansing shampoo doing before you start doing big service to clean the hair from the product. It will make your hair to lift better, it will make your hair to be much easier for you without putting too much pressure on the hair with a lot of bleach and peroxide, with higher volume of the peroxide. So really it's not necessary. It's just important to do it with the right peroxide that to lift the hair better. Obviously we have so many new bleach and the new products that it make easy to lift the hair. For example, the new bleach we have in Formasi is Infinity, and Infinity they have polyphenol complex with that is kind of like a melting the copper and the metal, neutralizing it before you lifting the hair. And that's why without using the high peroxide, it will lift the hair easily to the blonde you want. With instead of doing it like with 40 volt, with 30 volt, you can use a 20 volt and you get very nice result. So all this is really important. It's very important. So we came to the end now. I'm going to leave this around 20 minutes and then wash it, my friend. Simple as that. Now, sometimes if you feel like the grace is not taken, if you feel the grace is not taken, just after the 15 minutes, just go over it on the hairline and you just go like bing, 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 and do it to cover the retouching it. So you're retouching it. They have another way to cover the gray. Sometimes in the past we was saying is pre-softening. What's pre-softening mean? That you soften the pigment of the cuticles to make the hair to penetrate, to make the color to penetrate inside the hair easily to cover the gray hair. So in these days, before they was doing it with the peroxide, but now what we do it, we can do it with the color, because the color that has ammonia more than 8-9 pH. So what you do, you apply the color directly on the roots area, or either put inside the cup with a brush and just go with no peroxide. You go over it, it will open the cuticle. And once open the cuticle, then 10 minutes later, just mix another color with the peroxide this time and go over it, and 100% it will cover the gray. So really, this is very simple. The second one to cover the gray, you can apply it and 20 minutes later, go over it and do it again. The third one, you can drop your color level and higher your peroxide level. What's that mean? If you're going to use number 5, you can use number 4 and use 30 volume instead of 20 volume. Instead of using number 5, use number 4 and go with 30 volts. Even you can go with 12%, 40 volt. So you can do that way as well. So you can drop the amount of the peroxide. For example, instead of doing 1 to 2, do it 1 to 1.5, 1 to 1, 1 to 1.5, 1 to 1.5 is perfect. The another one you can do to extend the development time, and that is another way you can do it. And instead of doing like 20 to 25. If instead of leaving to 35 minutes to 40 minutes, so extend 5 minutes of your time, and that also it will help you to cover the gray hair better. But this is most important part now. So to refresh your color, what I would suggest, after you've done the roots color, as much as you can, don't use the permanent color mid-length to the ends. Use extra charge, use Pure Pigment Plus, use Eclectic. That three colors is really your best friend to refresh your previous color to get better condition of the hair. And don't forget, every time you use the color, every time you use the bleach, every time you use some things, try to use the Pro-Force. The Pro-Force, it will protect the hair. Also, they have the polyphenol complex with hyaluronic acid. It will protect the hair, and sometimes it will hydrate the hair. It's really all this good information you wouldn't see in many places. So I wish you good luck, and really, if you think any of this information I'm giving you, if you think this is beneficial to somebody else, share it, make them, because the knowledge only can become valuable when you share it with somebody. If you keep it for yourself, you're going to take with you and bury with you in the cemetery. So don't leave it with you. Share it with people, because many people say they need this information. They need to get help. And especially our industry is one of the most important industry is one industry. It cannot be replaced by the robots. So 10, 15 years later, 20 years later, many businesses, it will be replaced by the robots, but the hairdressing, it will stay, because it's personal touch, and always they're going to need you. So the only way you can become a better, the more knowledge you have, the more better you know about the product, the more you become better in your industry, the more you get better, the more you become better than your competitor. So that is the only way you can get better, not just wearing some fancy clothes. Make sure you have fancy knowledge. Love you all. Bye bye.